Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. We have a lot to get into tonight. We'll talk about the Pirates, who split with San Francisco, the ups and the downs during that 4-game series. We'll also get into the Steelers and rookie camp. But the overwhelming #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown is the Penguins, who lose Game 1 at home. We've heard this before. Here to discuss is your panel. We have Josh Yohe, does great work with The Athletic following the Penguins. We have Jeff Hatthorn, who is the jack and master of everything at 93.7 The Fan, and Andrew Fillipponi, host of the PM Team and his Saturday national show, The Pony Express. So let's get right into it, guys. And Josh, we'll start with you. First, I looked on Twitter. The game is over. The first thing I see is it's over. Pack them in. They're done. Okay, that's typically the kind of reaction you get. But they are 1-10 in their last 11 under Mike Sullivan. And if you had to look at it, what are the biggest reasons why they have underperformed in the postseason dating back to 2019?
Oh, boy, there's a lot of reasons there, but I have to start with the goaltending when we're talking about today in general, first of all. Tristan Jarry was horrendous. He's the reason they lost this game. I thought they outplayed the Islanders for most of the game. And if you go back to last season, Bob, Matt Murray was not good against the Montreal Canadiens at all. The year before that, if we want to go back, he wasn't bad. That's not why they lost. It's just everything. They're finding ways to lose right now in the postseason. That's a scary thing. I think we can all agree that Tuesday night is a must-win. If they fall behind 2-0, having to play 3 games still on the island, I think they are in major, major trouble. But goaltending's a big problem. And like I said, Jarry today was just unacceptably bad. I thought all 4 goals were bad. You just can't do that. You might get away with giving up 1 bad goal in a playoff game. You give up 4, you're giving yourself absolutely no chance.
Yeah, I would agree with most of what you said there, Josh. I mean, we're talking about, if you look at series by series, the opposing goaltender has outplayed the Penguins goaltender. Maybe not by leaps and bounds, but definitely last year. Carey Price over Matt Murray and Tristan Jarry. Year before that, Robin Lehner was better than Matt Murray. Maybe Murray wasn't a GOAT, wasn't a guy that was awful, but they had the better player in net. Even before that, Braden Holtby over Matt Murray. So it goes on and on. At one time, Bob, when the Penguins are winning their Stanley Cups, they had an embarrassment of riches in net. They had Murray and Fleury, and they had 2 goaltenders that you could put back there, have extreme confidence in, and if anybody slipped up even a little bit, you had another guy who you could count on to go to, and they don't have anything close to that. Who was the backup today, Jeff? Manny Legacy? Wasn't he Chris Osgood's backup? What's this guy's name? Legacy? I don't even know how to pronounce it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the goaltending was bad today. I mean, Jarry made some nice saves. He did, but he let in easy goals. And it's attention to detail. I think that's one of the things that drives me nuts about the Penguins in the postseason that we've seen the last couple of years. It's these little details here and there. And sometimes it's the defense that have let them down. They played too fire wagon or played not responsible. I don't know if that was as much the case today, because I thought they played well until the third period when the Islanders took over. But he needs to make those saves. It's too easy to point it at one guy, but I could point a lot at one guy. I mean, Tristan Jarry didn't make key saves when he needed to, and that's what you need in the postseason.
So, Andrew, I want to start with you on this one, and that is I don't foresee them making a trade or a move to Manny Legacy just because they don't have, I mean, he hasn't played in a long time. They're going to go back to Tristan Jarry. But I want to ask you about other lineup changes you might make in this game, because Mike Sullivan does have the final change, and it seemed like Barry Trotz got the better of him as this game moved on. I thought the Islanders got progressively better. I thought the Penguins got progressively not as good as they were in that first period.
Yeah, I thought the third period was just a vicious cycle of you're hemmed in your own zone, you dump it out because your forwards and your guys need to get off the ice, and then the Islanders would get the puck back again, and it was the same thing over and over and over again until they finally took the lead, and the Penguins pretty much got what they deserved. As far as lineup changes, Bob, look, we know they've got depth because they're pretty healthy other than the Malkin thing, which we'll get to. I'll tell you a guy who I would have on very thin ice, extremely thin ice, and that's Mike Matheson. Because the last thing, if I'm Mike Sullivan, I don't want to go down the road of last year's playoffs where I'm looking at that Jack Johnson, Justin Schultz pair thinking, holy moly, if these guys were any better than awful, maybe we beat Montreal. And Matheson is such a boomer bust player, so risk reward. I thought he was wretched today. I thought he was terrible. I thought too many times the moment seemed too big for him. And against a counterattacking team like the Islanders, if he's a guy that makes a mistake and the puck's in the back of the net, to me, you can't live with that.
Yeah, Andrew, I thought Mike Matheson looked scared to death in overtime. I mean, he couldn't even handle the puck in overtime. He was a mess. He was burned on more than one occasion. I didn't like how Marcus Pettersson played either. I really thought both of them, maybe it was a pressure thing being the first playoff game. I don't know, but they looked completely out of sorts. But I don't think you're going to see any lineup changes. The Penguins would love to have number 71 back in the lineup, as we know. I suspect that will happen at some point fairly soon in this series. But other than that, I don't think they'll really make changes in the lineup. Strategically, they have to do some things differently. I don't think there's any question the Islanders got better. And in the third period, the Penguins were completely back on their heels. The Penguins couldn't get net front position at all.
No.
Everything was to the outside. They had the puck all night, or all day rather, but they just couldn't get in front of the net. They need to find a way to get there.
Andrew, I agree with you as far as Mike Matheson. He didn't have his strongest game. I think it's his second playoff game in the last 5 years, whatever they just played in. And maybe that's some of that you've seen. You know, he wasn't ready for the moment, but I'm willing to give him another chance. I mean, Chad Ruhwedel's a nice option in a regular season matchup, but I want my best out there for the postseason. And Matheson is still one of the 6 best defensemen. I don't want to see Mark Friedman out there. I don't think they have enough depth at the defensive position like they do maybe in the forwards, where you might be able to, you know, swing a Colton Sevier or have somebody like that come into the lineup. I just think you have to ride with what you got, and they've got to play better. And again, bottom line is Jari makes one of those saves that he should have made. We're celebrating a Penguins win.
Yeah, their defense not as clamped down as Islanders, man. They make it tough. Shooting lanes disappear. You don't get many rebounds. There's a lot to like about Barry Trotz's team. They're up 1-0 but it is a long series. We'll see how this goes. You would think it's going to be a long series anyway. When we come back, it could be a better series for the Penguins if Evgeny Malkin is available to play. So what's his status? When could we expect him? We're also going to get into Najee Harris. How much pressure is on this guy after he spent this weekend in Pittsburgh at their mini camp? That's coming up as we continue right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.